My billionaire mentor had me do these 7 things for 7 days that completely changed my life and helped me get ahead of 99% of people. The first thing he had me do was wake up earlier. He said, hands down, waking up earlier, getting a head start on the day, waking up before everyone else is waking up is almost like a cheat code. Of course, it was hard at first, but I started out slowly. I started out with 30 minutes earlier and ultimately grew to 2 hours earlier. And let me tell you, it was a game changer. I was able to get done more before 9 a.m. than most people were getting done between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. I'll go into this a little deeper in some of the other videos, but step 1 was wake up earlier. If you are serious about getting to that next level, if you're serious about your ultimate ambitions, you have to be able to do the simplest thing in the world, which is go to bed earlier so you can wake up earlier. If you cannot do this and give yourself more time to get the things done in the morning before everyone else is awake, before the world is awake, so you can reach your ultimate ambitions, you're simply not that serious about them. I don't care what you say, I don't care who you are. If you can't wake up earlier to get these things done and get your life in order, you simply don't want it bad enough and you shouldn't even be watching this video. But if you're watching this video, that means you're looking to up your game, change your life. This second thing was something that I thought related to health and fitness, but it really relates to mindset. He told me to exercise for 45 minutes every single day, no off days. I was going to the gym, but I was taking some days off here and there when I felt like it or I just didn't feel like working out. He said, give yourself 45 minutes every single day. And at some point during that exercise, make sure your heart rate hits 150 or more for me. And I said, what do you mean? He said, every single day, make sure your heart rate gets up to about that running from the police heart rate. I said, what are you talking about? He said, you have to move your body. You want to get fresh blood flow. You want to get things going, especially in the morning, right? Get that cardiovascular system pumping. The key to mental health and mental fitness and physical fitness is to move your body. You very, very seldom see people who are in phenomenal shape, eating healthy, taking care of their body, depressed and sitting around the house, laying in bed. I said, you're right. He said, if you want to be serious about getting to that next level, elevating and reaching your ultimate ambitions, you have to take your health seriously and you have to take care of it every single day. 45 minutes of exercise. Of course, he recommended lifting heavy weight, but then also incorporating some kind of high intensity workout in there. Get your heart rate up to that getting chased by the police heart rate. I try to get to 150, 160 every single day, 45 minutes without fail. I would do it in the morning to start my day. And man, let me tell you, in just 7 days, that little piece completely changed everything. My daily hit list. The third thing that completely turned my life upside down because I was just going through the motions of getting stuff done. You might have heard me talk about this before, and I can't reiterate it enough. My daily hit list, my list that I made before I went to bed that I looked at and rewrote again in the morning, was the blueprint, the tactical strategy for my day. When I started doing this, let me tell you, the first 7 days was rough. I've been doing it ever since. Haven't changed it, haven't let it go. If you're serious about reaching your ultimate ambitions, for me, my ultimate ambition, $1 billion and be able to take care of the people that help take care of me and help the charities I am tied to and my family and my friends that have been with me all along, the people who've got me to where I am. That is my goal, that is my mission, and that's why I want to reach that $1 billion and making my list every single day. And if you are serious, if you're serious about your success and you're not making a list and you don't have a strategic plan, blueprint for your life and for your everyday, week, month, year, you're just simply not serious about it, and you might as well not even waste your time. You have to have the blueprint. You've never seen a house built or a large building built without blueprints. So you can't build anything in your world without a blueprint. If you think you can, you're wrong. Don't even waste your time. The fourth thing he had me do was read for 30 minutes every single day. And at first I kind of was like, well, I read for a couple hours here and there. He said, no, it's not like do it for 3 hours one day and then the rest of the week don't do it. He said, no, read for 30 minutes every single day. And I said, well, sometimes I don't have the time. He said, put it on the list and make it part of your daily strategy. Your blueprint is reading for 30 minutes a day. At first, I didn't know what to read, so he made a suggestion to me. He said, read Inc. magazine. Get a subscription to Inc. magazine and read Inc. magazine for 30 minutes a day. And I was like, Inc. magazine. I had no idea what he was talking about. I had heard of it, but I never read it. And I thought he was actually talking about reading a book. And he said, no, it doesn't have to be a book. But he said, I recommend read Inc. magazine. I started reading Inc. magazine for 30 minutes a day, and eventually I actually started reading it for more than 30 minutes a day. And I could not believe that one simple thing, how much of an impact it had on my life. Here's what happened when I started reading that magazine. I started reading the stories of other business owners and how they did it, and how they came from nothing in a lot of cases, and how they built their businesses. But then I also started reading about different businesses that were out there that are in place to help businesses grow. So I was reading stories of growth, and I was reading stories on tools and assets to help you grow. So I was learning about all kinds of businesses out there. I was learning about marketing agencies, ad agencies, accounting agencies that help small businesses. So I was getting a wealth of knowledge every time I read this magazine. 30 minutes a day of reading this magazine. Within 7 days, my eyes and my mind were open to a whole world of possibilities, and I truly believe that was one of the biggest catalysts for my path to getting to where I am today. And yes, I still read Inc. magazine cover to cover all the time. Every month it comes out. Absolutely one of my favorites. I still do it to this day. The next one was something that I kind of thought was a little foo-foo once in a while, and I kind of didn't really do it with that much enthusiasm, but I do it now every single day like my life depends on it. And it's changed my life. Visualization. He told me to take 10 minutes every day, sit in a chair, quiet, no phone, no nothing, 10 minutes every single day, and envision the life that you want to live as if you're living it today. Incorporate the things that are already in your world so it makes it more real. Think about how it would feel, the emotion, the energy, how it would actually feel to be living that life today. Think about it, feel that emotion, sink into it, embrace it for 10 minutes every single day. So I sit there for 10 minutes in the beginning, and I was like, oh, I'm a billionaire. And he said, okay, what would it feel like to be a billionaire? How would it feel right now? If you're sitting in this chair in this room and you were a billionaire, what would you be thinking about? How would it feel? I would just close my eyes and put myself into that emotion. I would feel so much at ease because I'd have money in the bank. I would be at ease because I had the ability to do the things I wanted to do and go the place I wanted to go and take care of the people I wanted to take care of. He said, good, how does that feel? And I would say, it feels really good. He would say, just really lean into that feeling, lean into that motion and feel that for 10 minutes. And I did. I still do it to this day. And this is something that completely changed my world. Tapping into that emotion, tapping into that energy and that mood of what you want to be and what you desire is one of the most powerful things in the world. I thought it was complete garbage, BS, woo-woo stuff. And let me tell you this, boy, was I wrong. Once I started to actually do it and feel it, not just go through the motions of it, it was a complete game changer. And I'm telling you that tapping into that energy and that feeling, that emotion is what you need to start changing everything else in your world. Start pushing out the noise and honing in and focusing on that ultimate ambition. Number 6 was probably the toughest thing I had to do for these first 7 days when my mentor told me to incorporate these things into my world. It was eat nothing with ingredients. I at first literally did not know what he meant. And then he explained. He said, don't eat or drink anything that has an ingredients list on it. Or if it has one, because it's mandated by the FDA, everything should be 0, meaning it's pure. So, fruits, vegetables, lean meats, water, nuts, berries. I couldn't believe at first how difficult that was to do, because pretty much I would put ketchup on something, and ketchup, which is loaded with sugar, just ruined that. It wouldn't be able, it couldn't fly. So day 1 was tough. Day 2 got easier. Day 3 got easier. Day 4, day 5, day 6. By day 7, not only did not eating anything with ingredients become easy. I felt better than I had felt in years. I could not believe that, and I never even heard of this don't eat anything with ingredients. I didn't realize how much garbage is in most of the stuff we're eating, even though I felt like I was someone who ate pretty healthy and I ate pretty clean. When you look at some of the garbage, like literally chemicals you can't even pronounce in some stuff that you're eating that you feel like is healthy. I was eating protein bars and drinking protein shakes. I was like, oh, it's healthy, it's a protein. You wouldn't believe it, it would blow your mind. I did this for the first 7 days, and honestly, I kept doing it for another few weeks before I broke down and I think I had like a energy drink or something. But let me tell you, and I can go into it if you guys comment below, I could DM you a little information on how I did it, how I made this easier. But let me tell you, this was so powerful. Not only did I physically feel better, I could not believe the mental clarity and the focus I had after that 7 days. And that's why, for that reason alone, I kept going. Let me tell you something, I've incorporated this as part of my kind of like diet and lifestyle now, and it is a game changer. I can't even begin to tell you the importance of health and what you're putting in your body and how it impacts your world. That first 7 days he had me do this was completely eye-opening, and I think it's something that'll completely change your world too. Number 7, and when he told me this, I just knew, I kind of felt it coming. He said no alcohol. Alcohol, in many ways, is essentially a poison to your system. And I know we enjoy it. I enjoy a good bourbon or tequila, and I really wasn't a big drinker, but I would go out socially maybe a couple times a week and have a drink or two. And I didn't realize until he shared with me just what alcohol is and what it does to your system. Even if you're only having, a drink or a couple of drinks a week, you're drinking socially, there's things that happen to your body from a physiologic standpoint that just aren't healthy. And I realized that not only was I getting a lot of mental clarity from changing my diet and not eating anything with ingredients, which I thought was crazy, but also not having alcohol. It was hard. It was really hard. But he asked me, he said, you know what's hard? I said, what? He said, yeah, not drinking alcohol and not being out in a social situation where everyone is drinking and not having a drink. He said, that's hard. I said, yeah, that is hard. He said, you know what's even harder? I said, what? He said, being 65 years old and not being able to go out in a social situation and enjoying a drink or some nice food because you're broke in retirement. That's hard. That hit home. He knew people like that. He knew people that had worked their whole life and now they're 65, 70 years old and they didn't do the work. They didn't do what was required to reach their ultimate ambitions, and they now were in a compromised situation. He said, that's pain. That is true pain and suffering. That is not worth it. Which hard do you want? That is what snapped me out of it. I saw my mom struggle when she was older, especially spending her whole life as a single mom. I was on this journey having him as my mentor so I could help her out and I could stop her struggle. So if that meant me not having alcohol so I could have that mental clarity, not have that cloudiness, not have that brain fog and everything else that comes with alcohol, effects on your metabolism and everything else, I said it's worth it. And I did it. Let me tell you, to this day, I'm currently on one. I'm currently on 90 days, no alcohol at all. I gotta tell you, I love it. I feel great. Of course, everything in moderation, and even moderation should be done in moderation. If you're starting on this journey and you're not where you want to be yet, right? You gotta do the things that are required, not what you feel like doing. At the end of the day, you gotta ask yourself, how bad do you want it? If having a drink and eating crappy food, you want that more than you want to achieve your success and your health and your wealth and your wisdom, then go for it, because you simply just don't want it bad enough. So there you have it. Those are the 7 things my mentor, who's a billionaire, legit, had me do when he was mentoring me for 7 days. It was hard. It wasn't easy. I'm telling you, and anyone who tells you that this is simple, this is easy, they're lying to you. These were the little things that kind of had nothing to do with money. And in the beginning, it was kind of like that Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi thing. He was having him do things that were not really related to fighting and karate, that he was kind of wondering like, what? Why am I doing this? And then you realize, and then you understand. He was setting the groundwork. He was setting the foundation for what I needed to be and what I needed to do to reach that ultimate ambition. He said, you want to be a billionaire? Start with this. Get your life in order. because you cannot supercharge your life. Just like you can't put a supercharger on a car that is having 2 cylinders down, it just doesn't work. You gotta have the engine and all the cylinders running, and then you can add superchargers and performance. He was getting all that right for me. Make sure you like this video, give that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, share this video with someone who you think is going to benefit from it. Listen, this is all stuff that I didn't know that I needed. I wish I had videos like this when I was coming up, because I was, like I said, raised by a single mom, no father around, and I was struggling, I was lost. I was trying to read books and find information. So if this video can help someone like me, or maybe even someone who's, I don't know, not like me, but they're just looking to change their life and level up, hey, there you go. It's a win-win. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.